Hi, Lincoln. So I'm here. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I did call Granite Design, and they're okay to wait until they get the green light from you.
Yeah.
I then called Master Brands, Thomasville,
Okay.
and unfortunately, they had no record of a reorder. So I started my investigation. This is stuff that's done on a system in the store. I saw that the order had been made, but for whatever reason, it had not released a PO. So if you hadn't have called on Monday or Tuesday about the countertop, we would still not know where we are.
On the
So what's
16th. Sorry, if I
transpired?
if I
What's
had not contacted you guys, you mean on the 16th of January?
Yeah, it was gone. The order visible and created absolutely nothing but air. That's what the software guys are telling me. That's not really my basic skill. I'm just giving you the information. So as things stand right now, there is a terrific amount of work being done trying to get the order in front of master brands. And as at 2 o'clock this afternoon, they have not been able to do that. There are a series of system glitches. I don't pretend to know the ins and outs of software, but that is what's happening, and there are people working on it. So the best that I can do for you, Lincoln can do for you, is I'm going to track it with the people in the store because I have a connection at Master Brands, and the minute they are able to create the purchase order, I'm going to present it to my friend and see if they can bump it up to the front of the queue as quickly as possible. And that's literally what I wanted to bring up to speed on.
Okay. Well, Lincoln, that's really nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you did see the. I'm not going to call it a PO, but I guess the order from the Home Depot here in Quebec. Did you actually see that particular list of items that needed to be remade?
I saw a list of three, I think, and they were all at no charge, and they were all to have created a purchase order onto Master Brands.
Okay, and what
Nothing
date?
got
What
created, so
date?
I don't know.
Yeah, what date was that list made?
Oh, that was December 3rd or 4th, something like that, and which was right around the time we did. Coincidentally, I'm sure, but we did a huge software upgrade at the same time. So I'm not sure if that's the reason. Like I said, I'm not a software guy.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, not news I'm very comfortable giving. I'm sure not news that you're comfortable receiving.
Well,
The reality is,
by the looks of it, it's looking like I'm not going to have a counter for at least another 2 months. And I
I
mean,
don't
look,
know if it's that long, Mr. Martin.
I'm not trying to blame you. I'm not trying to say anything about you, Lincoln. You've been wonderful throughout this entire process. You're the only person who's actually given me any clarity. So I have nothing negative to say about you. However, all I'm saying is I started this process all the way back in June of 2022, and I was promised a kitchen by before Christmas 2022.
Yes, I
Oh
understand, and
boy.
I'm not making light of that. And I'm not even going to give any reasonable excuse or explanation other than what I've done. Is that literally you're not the only one, unfortunately, that is in this situation. But it is something that a we know. B there's a team of people working on it, including from the store manager through to IT, through to people on our side trying to help out. I don't want to make it sound like it's too difficult to fix because it isn't, but it isn't fixed yet. They've been at it for a couple of days so far.
Okay, so what
So
you
what I got to do is this:
yeah.
is if you and I can set up. Um, I'm not sure that every day is going to do anything other than drive us crazy, but let's say every second day, I'll be calling you with whatever new news I have, except for when I see the purchase order, and I will let you know that I've got it, and we're now into an operational mode rather than a software defense mode.
Hmm.
because there's a lot of there's a lot of steps to go, but I can speed them up based on who I know and how I know them. So, and
Okay.
Master Brands is
Yeah.
quite happy to say, yeah, we'll do our best to try and fix this as quickly as possible.
That's wonderful. So a couple of things I just want to go over real quick. You said that that original order that dated back from December 3rd, 2022, you noted three things, but my understanding was that there were more than three things. There were three things that I definitely wasn't supposed to be paying for. That was one
There
of the.
would be nothing paid for by you on any of this.
Sure.
If that's yeah.
Yeah,
So I
but the
mean,
thing is, I had also ordered some floating shelves. Is that part of the list of things that need to be done?
I'm sorry. This is where you get me short because I really don't know square one about the 2020 program, which is the kitchen design program. All I know is that the information from the gentleman, I think Bruno, came to visit to do the install at your place. Maybe Carlos from Thomasville.
Carlos. Yeah, Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos came. Okay, so that document that he's created is in front of the folks and has been in front of the folks at the store. How they order, what the line items mean, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. It's a store-only program. Um, what I have done is taken a little bit of liberty with my contact at Master Brand and said, here is the actual report from the installer. So regardless of whatever happens, as soon as you get a PO, match it up to that, and away we go.
The
So
pr- the
I
pro-
don't
the
know
pro- the
about
problem, Lincoln. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm seeing the potential for another delay, a lengthy delay. The items that Carlos noted on the day that he did the installation are not the complete list of things that needed to be ordered. Lynn also added a couple of other items because afterwards she asked me to send her a list of the damaged cabinets, because I had some cabinets that were damaged, and so I sent that subsequent to Carlos's visit.
Okay, can you do me a favor? I mean, I know you probably feel like you're working for Home Depot right now, but you send me those items that are not in the report, because this is kind of how, between store and supplier and so on, you need somebody to mush all that together and make sure it all gets to the right place. So I will take it upon myself to make sure that Master Brands gets not only Carlos's report, but your extra list of add-ons. And then when the purchase order comes in, I'm assuming that it will be all of that stuff, because Lynn is the center hub of trying to get all these pieces put together. So if she has stuff and Carlos has stuff, I'd rather all have it all myself, so that I can make sure that orders get out and Master Brands is filling the right stuff, so you don't end up with a 2 month delay.
Okay, so Lincoln, the thing is right now, okay, I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with personal work on my own. I'm still trying to complete my
I get
house. I'm
that.
trying to run my business. So I'm just gonna let you know, just verbally, the items that were damaged.
Okay.
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 So if you're facing the cabinet, if you're facing the stove, it would be the upper left-hand cabinet that needed to be replaced because it was damaged.
Okay. Is that I think that's on Carlos's list, but go ahead.
No, because that was something that I had mentioned to Lynn afterwards. So maybe
Okay, fair
Lynn,
enough.
maybe Lynn added to Carlos's. Then there, if you're facing the island on the side where you have all the cabinets, it would be the one.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, the island. Yeah, with all of the cabinets underneath, it would be the middle one that needed to be replaced because it was cracked and glued back together.
Oh, that's the one with the footprint you mentioned the other
No,
day.
that would be the one that's next to the stove. So there's two
Oh,
items
so this is different. Okay. So the middle one,
from the
cracked,
island. From the island.
okay.
Yeah, from the island.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, there's three sections and it's the middle one. Then going back to the stove on the right side on the bottom, that's the one that has the footprint that was varnished over.
So it has a footprint varnished over, and that you gave to Lynn as well.
Yeah, I gave her a picture of that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the bottom panel for the drawer, right? Okay, and then if you're looking at the little prep sink, not the main big sink, the main big sink is in the island, so we're moving away from that. We're going along the cabinets that the long cabinets along the wall. On the right side of the prep sink, there's a big section. I forget how many inches it is, but that one is completely empty. So that needed to be filled in with a brand new cabinet. Okay, and then
So,
yeah,
and none of this was on
what I'm saying,
Carlos's summary. Okay.
what I'm saying, Lincoln, is there were some items such as the empty space. Obviously, that was an obvious, glaring item that was missing.
Just missed. Yeah, it just wasn't there in the package. Then.
So then we were able to spot that. But the other things that I'm mentioning, those were only discovered after he did the install, because as I was cleaning, I noticed, okay, there's a smudge. Oh, it's not coming off. Okay, there's some sawdust. Oh, look at that. There's a big crack in the panel. So these were things that I
Okay.
reported to Lynn. I sent her pictures afterwards.
Okay. So she has. It's just for me to understand.
Yeah,
There
she.
is a document or two or three or however many there are where you have sent pictures relating to stuff that you don't believe is on the Carlos report.
I'm not, I don't want to confirm that it's not on his report. All I'm saying is that there's two people that have added to that list of things that need to be produced.
Okay,
There's
fair enough.
Carlos and
Fair
there's
enough.
Lynn. Then there's the glass cabinet. There's only one cabinet that has glass. The glass was missing.
Master Brand is a big company, but normally they do better than this.
Okay,
Right?
and then there were these and then the only thing that we added after that were the floating shelves.
Um, and those may have been on Carlos's. There's two tablets he's talking about. I guess that's what he means.
Yeah, the floating shelves. We spoke to Carlos about it.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I will do. I need to send Lynn an email and her boss, Claudine, and saying, hey, look, there's two sets of documents, some directly from Mr. Martin, some directly from Carlos. There may be some overlap, but they all have to be on the replacement order. And so that's content. And number two is the ability to produce. And that's where we're lacking right now. We have not been able to get that order of any description created, but there were not as many items as you have just described on the original order. So we're going to have to make sure it gets done properly for sure. And then hopefully the favors will come in handy at Master Brands, and we'll see what happens. But I think for now, I've got a series of jobs that I have to do. I work all weekdays next week, and I know you run a business and you got things working left and working right. Is there times, maybe 2 times next week, where you and I can set up that I'll call you?
Sure.
And
Tuesday.
give you whatever the update is. I don't want to fill this with empty air, but I might as well have some kind of a something on your calendar.
Yeah. So let's talk next Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Wednesday at 10 a.m. Let me just check my schedule. You have to honor that part of it. 10th and that's the 25th, right? Perfect. 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And the same number, the 8080 number.
Correct.
Okay. I will call you on Wednesday. I'm also going to recall Granite Design and just confirm that hey, there's a little bit of waffle in the delivery dates. Just hang on to all the information.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Please don't pay for it. Okay, until I may be offering an extra free measure. If you feel in any way, shape, or form that there's been any changes. I know you have an eye for this stuff. If you feel there have been any noticeable changes in dimensions, that's a red alert as far as the countertop is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a subsequent problem, but it could be a problem. Hopefully it won't be, but it could be.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and we'll just keep track. So for example, if they come in and all of a sudden you're further away from a wall or closer to a wall and whatever they've replaced, you just need to let me know that, and then I'll get somebody in to redo the measure, because the countertop you've got is going to be a nice piece, but it's inexpensive. Make sure you get your
Yes.
value out of it.
Yeah, and as we were talking, I was taking some notes here. I forgot to mention two of the things. The cabinet over the fridge, it wasn't wide enough. For some reason, somebody had decided to send me a cabinet that was for a 32-inch fridge, and mine is a 36-inch fridge.
Was that in one of your emails to?
Yeah, that was something that I had mentioned when
Okay.
Carlos was there. That was another obvious thing that needed to
Okay.
be replaced, and then the panels that are that frame up the fridge. Those panels on the left and on the right of the fridge that make a box for the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones as well, they weren't deep enough, so those needed to be replaced as well.
Okay. And again, I hate to sound repetitive, but that is on a document somewhere that you have sent.
Well, that was something that Carlos was aware of, because it was another.
Well, you sent it, or Carlos has sent it, because
Yeah, I
those
didn't send any. I didn't send any documents. The only thing I sent were pictures of the damaged cabinets, and then that's when Lynn added to Carlos's list.
Okay, those are documents in our terms. Sorry, I mean those speak louder than anything. So that's fine. I just want to make sure we don't forget anything along the way.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I listed everything.
Because then it will turn into a night, even more of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I've got Wednesday, I've got a list, and I've got Granite Design, and we have people working trying to get the glitches fixed. And as soon as they do, we'll be in a position to at least get you on the board at Master Brands, and we'll go from there.
Well, I hope so. I will have been without a kitchen for over a year.
I understand.
All right, thank you, Lincoln.
We can talk afterwards when it's all said and done, and hopefully we'll see what we can do for you at that time. So
yeah, I mean, if I had an old kitchen and an old sink to work with, but I don't even have that. This was supposed to be my brand new kitchen.
I don't mean to giggle, but I get it. I really do.
Okay.
I'm sorry about it all.
All right, thank you so
All
much.
right, listen, you have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Wednesday.
All right, man. Thank you for getting back to me. Bye-bye.